Hey folks, welcome to another exciting flight. Today we are in the Airbus A320neo, the A32NX, provided to us by Fly-By-Wire. It is a free aircraft, and boy, that is a four-letter word that I do certainly enjoy. Anyway, today's city pair is Billings, Montana to Boise, Idaho. It's not a realistic pair in terms of airline operation. We are serviced here by Frontier Airlines. They would usually connect through Denver. But for our purposes, we'll take a charter flight today from Billings to Boise just to enjoy the custom scenery at both ends and the ideal flight time that this provides. So I'm glad to have you along. If you find yourself watching for more than just a few minutes, I encourage you to watch to the end. If you like what you see, I appreciate a good old thumbs up. If you find yourself watching more than a couple of videos, come back and hit that big subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future flights. Anyway, cold, dark, and rather snowy here in Billings, Montana. Not too uncommon for February and March. It's early morning hours. First thing we'll do, let's get that jet bridge attached. Operate the jet bridge. Main entry door opens. And then the jet bridge doors can open as well. Jet bridge is attached, and the door to the outside from the jet bridge is open as well. So checked and carry-on bags can be dropped off from there. We are cold and dark. Let's remedy that. We have external power available, so we'll use it. Battery 1 on, battery 2 on, and power available. Air conditioning, cooling is coming onto the equipment. We'll get the nav lights turned on, either nav 1 or 2. They're redundant of each other, so you can hit either one. We get the emergency exit lights armed, so anyone in the cabin can find their way out in a hurry. We'll get crew oxygen supply turned on. We'll do a cockpit voice recorder test. That test is fine. We'll do a command evac test. That test is fine. Get the ADIR system fired up. System number 1, 2, and 3. We'll do a test of the fire bottles on the APU. That test is fine. We'll do a test for the smoke detection system in the cargo area. That test is fine. We'll do an annunciator light test. Every light in the house, every bulb, every element, every filament. We want to make sure that all the elements are elementing, all the filaments are filamenting. Oh, I can't seem to get rid of that. Once we got that view, it's kind of hard to get rid of that view, isn't it? Every light in the house. There's our first officer, Christy. Wow, she's probably a little bit closer than she's comfortable with in that view right there. But we're checking every bulb, every element, every filament, every LED segment on that annunciator test, and that seems to be fine. Oh. Looks like we're done for right now. And speaking of Christy, let's say good morning to Christy.
Let's start setting up.
Okay.
Okay, she's going to do her thing while we do ours. Upstairs is good. MCP panel, let's turn on the constraints. Get the rad nav switches over to VOR. I don't think we're going to do any ADF navigation today. Range can kick out to 40 miles. Flight directors are on. Let's see if we can't get a clearance.
Billings Logan International Information Romeo, 1822 Zulu, winds are 040 at 9 knots. Visibility less than 1 mile in snow freezing fog. 300 broken. 800 overcast. Temperature -2, dew point -4. Current altimeter is 2989. Arriving and departing runway 10 left, 10 right. Billings Logan International Information Romeo, 1822 Zulu, winds are 040 at 9 knots. Visibility less than 1 mile in snow freezing fog. 300 broken. 800 overcast. Temperature -2, dew point -4. Current altimeter is 2989. Arriving and departing runway 10 left, 10 right. Billings.
Billings clearance delivery. Frontier Flight 43, ready to copy.
Frontier Flight 43, we don't have a flight plan on file for you.
Oh no, I forgot to file my flight plan. How embarrassing. Billings clearance delivery. Frontier Flight 43, ready to copy.
Frontier Flight 43 is cleared to Kilo Bravo Oscar India as 5. Expect departure runway 10 left. Climb and maintain 2000 feet. Expected clearance is 5 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.5. Squawk 6203.
Frontier Flight 43 is cleared to Kilo Bravo Oscar India as filed. Climb and maintain 2000 feet. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.5. Squawk 6203. Frontier Flight 43.
Frontier Flight 43 read back correct. Altimeter is 2989, contact tower on 127.2 when ready for pushback. KBIL, good morning.
Altimeter is 2989, tower on 127.2. Frontier Flight 43.
TCAS system is in standby mode. Transponder is to standby. Progressive wind shear system is off. Flaps are up. Spoilers are up. Engine cutoff valves are off. Parking brake is on. Thrust levers are in the flight idle detent position. How about a fuel truck?
Refueling truck is on its way.
Looks like we need 6110 kilos of fuel.
FedEx 1420 heavy, turn right at Mike 2, Sierra Charlie, call ramp control there. 2 Sierra Charlie, we'll talk to ramp, thanks, FedEx 1420 heavy.
Eight minutes to fuel. Well, 8 minutes to fuel once we get a fuel truck. No idea from whence the fuel truck will arrive. That's the fuel truck right there. Taking a rather fuel
truck is in position.
Okay, and we'll fuel. While that's happening, let's look at our routing. Pretty quick route today. There is no procedure for the departure. For the arrival, no departures available. For the arrival, we hope to be on the, let's see here. We're on the court for arrival to runway, nope, not, oops. Uh-oh. Not runway 28. Runway 10 right.
Tower American 1067 coming off the ramp, Alpha Sierra, going to right via Yankee. Spirit 267, Tower 17 right, thanks for Mike.
And we'll be using the Beauty 4, the Beauty 4 arrival to 10 right. Oh, ILS wide to 10 right. The Beauty 4. Okay, that looks good. So here in Billings, pretty easy taxi, I assume. Terminal, we'll look at a
no issues on the walk around.
Okay.
tail to the left, nose to the right. Taxiway Alpha, full length 10,518 on 10 right. And no instrument departure, but Billings 5 is basically radar vectors. We'll take a look at it. 10 right will be to the southeast, and we can put in Sheraton and Crazy Woman in our radio. 115.3 and 117.3 can go in our radios. 115.3 and 117.3. Oh, up. Okay, so we've got some VOR references. First officer is back. How about time for a checklist?
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
Are you sure about that? Adheres.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
3840 kilograms. Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrel ref.
2989 set.
2989 set. Down to the line.
Okay, a couple things. We don't have the full fuel yet, so she gave an inaccurate fuel number. And also, signs. We're still fueling, so the seatbelt and the no smoking sign are still on. How are we coming along? 3 more minutes in the fueling process. I know that gate agent... That gate agent is going to come in and she's going to want to start boarding passengers pretty quick.
Maintain 106000. Wind 20016. Runway 17 right, expect takeoff. 55, that's hard climb and maintain 10,000 per minute. 1067, 17 right, clear takeoff.
Go to the ATSU menu and then the company menu. We'll initialize the flight, get our data link working through our dispatch office. Frontier Flight 43, Billings to Boise, 4.8 aboard, and the number might still climb as we are still in the process. 4.9, you can see us fueling. It's 12:20 back in jolly old England. Cheerio, old chap. So that's good. We might as well get some weather for Boise, for Billings, and I know we have an alternate.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yeah.
Yes, you can start boarding.
Yeah.
Thanks.
First person won't be here for the 2 minutes, so we'll finish up the fueling and then they'll be okay. Let's go ahead and go to our overhead and hit that seatbelt sign and no smoking sign on. There we go.
Boarding requested.
Get the bag started. Great. That's some weather on the way. Weather reports on the way then.
Do you
Flight
want a
plan.
board crew?
No crew.
Passengers boarding started.
Yep, I can hear him in the back. We'll go to the FMGC. We are an Airbus A320 aircraft, 200 aircraft with LEAP 1A engines, rated at 26,000 pounds of thrust. Our AIRAC cycle is only slightly expired. We'll initialize the flight from Billings to Boise. I'm not sure what airport that is. IRS off of our GPS, that's fine. Ground temperature is 8. Cruising today at flight level 360. It's negative 51 degrees at that temperature. Block fuel today is at 6,100 kilos. And we are done loading. So 6,100 kilos is our load.
American 573, are you ready? American 573, flighting 155, maintain 10,000. Wind 20013, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff. Heading 155.
Here's a breakdown of our fuel use. Ten left for departure. No SID. And on arrival,
hello, sir.
We're hoping for the Betty 4 arrival to runway 10 right. ILS 10 right. Betty 4. Beauty 4. And the VIA is vectors to Elise. No VIA. Sir.
Hello. Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Hello.
Southern Station 22, expect vectors off the runway. On departure, climb maintain 1010,000.
I will expect vectors, climb maintain 1010,000, Southwest Station 22.
PIH, our alternate is Pocatello, so we'll be flying over our alternate airport, Pocatello, Idaho, on our way to Boise today. So that mystery is solved. Let's get the APU fired up. Beacon light on. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on the beacon for right now, because I know the beacon will trigger my first officer to do something, and I'm not sure I want her to do it. So I'm gonna hold off on the beacon light. We'll get the, do a fire test on engine number 1. That's fine. Fire test on engine number 2. That's fine. We'll get the fuel pumps turned on. APU master switch, start switch, and APU bleed.
Tower, good morning, FedEx 1162 south with info request X. FedEx 1162, heavy to air, where we 17 right, takes via Mike. 17 right via Mike, FedEx 1162.
We have our APU, so we'll kill ground power. I think I'll hit the beacon. I'll hit the beacon switch now. I'm not fully sure what that's going to do.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
Yep. Yeah, it moved us a little further down into the process, which I'm not really happy about. Boarding is complete.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. On behalf of the entire flight crew and myself, I'd like to welcome you aboard today's flight. Our flight attendants are there for your comfort, but more importantly for your safety, so please give them a few minutes of your undivided attention while they go over the safety features of this aircraft. Once the boarding process is complete, we'll get the cabin door closed and push off the gate for an on-time departure. In the meantime, please sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Welcome aboard. Thanks.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
Okay, we have a boarding sheet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact a flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also, review the safety instruction card in your seat pocket. If you are seated at an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria.
Hey guys, are we cleared to close?
Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay, they're going to close the doors.
Cabin crew, arm slides and cross-check. Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start, checklist complete.
Billings Tower, Frontier 4 tree requests pushback and engine start.
Frontier Flight 43 pushback and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved. Frontier Flight 43.
The icing vehicles are coming now.
Tower FedEx 1728 had a visual. 17 right. 10,000, wind 2014, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff.
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment. We begin treatment now and observe. Fluid type 1. Concentration at 100%. I will call you back when ready. De-icing and anti-icing completed. Anti-icing code is fluid type 1. Concentration at 100%. I'm disconnected. Good day.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set. Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
FedEx 1728 visual, visual 179. FedEx 1728 heavy tower, everyone, one right, clear to land, 12015. Clear to land, 179. FedEx 1728.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set. Please set parking brakes.
Okay.
Starting engine 2.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft.
Starting engine 1.
Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the exit nearest you. The nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, lights will illuminate the aisle. The cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open and oxygen masks will appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask toward you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will be flowing to the mask even though the bag may not inflate. Cover your nose and mouth with the mask, place the elastic band around your head, and tighten by pulling on the ends. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatory. Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat. Thank you for your attention.
Billings Tower, Frontier 4 Tree, request taxi, runway 10 left.
Frontier Flight 43 taxi to runway 10 left via taxi base Alpha. Holds on runway 25 and runway 10 left.
Taxi to runway 10 left via taxiways Alpha. Hold short runway 25 and runway 10 left Frontier Flight 43.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Right turn, or left, I'm sorry, left turn all the way down Alpha. We have our taxi clearance. Let's roll.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
On.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
ECAM status. Brakes to max. Check the cabin. APU off. Nose taxi light on. Runway turn off light on. Wing light on.
Southwest 822, kind of departure.
26% set.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Flight control check.
Ready. Full down. Full up. Neutral. Full right. Full left. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full right. Full left. Neutral.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Parking brake off.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Check. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Check. Briefing.
Confirm.
Flap setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1. VR.
Clear
V2.
to
Flex
cross
10.
runway 25 Frontier Flight 43.
Are you sure about that? ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff. No blue.
Down to the line.
Request takeoff clearance.
Tower. American. Ready for departure. Cleared for departure. American.
Below the line.
Take off runway.
Confirm.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
TARA.
Engine mode selector.
Ignition.
PAX.
Packs are on.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Wilco Frontier Flight 43.
Billings Tower, Frontier 4 tree, ready for departure, runway 10 left.
Frontier Flight 43, this is Billings Tower on 127.2, go ahead.
Billings Tower, Frontier 4 tree, ready for departure, runway 10 left.
Frontier Flight 43, this is Billings Tower on 127.2, go ahead.
Billings Tower, Frontier 4 tree, ready for departure, runway 10 left.
Frontier Flight 43, you have not been cleared for takeoff.
Billings Tower, Frontier 4 tree, ready for departure, runway 10 left.
Frontier Flight 43, winds are 040 at 9 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 10 left, squawk 6203, maintain runway heading until above 4,600 feet, then turn right, heading to 90 to intercept calls.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 10 left, squawking 6203, maintain runway heading until above 4,600 feet, then right to 290, Frontier Flight 43.
Frontier Flight 43, climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Frontier Flight 43.
Frontier Flight 43, climb to flight level 240.
Climb to flight level 240, Frontier Flight 43.
Been cleared to 240.
Takeoff.
Check.
Auto brakes to max.
Man flex, SRS, auto thrust, blue.
Check.
Config, no blue.
UBS 2003 Heavy, Sturgis here, Delta Foxtrot via S-File, climb maintain 1, correction, climb via the SID. Expect final 370, 10 minutes after, squawk 1434.
Landing lights, strobes. Start the clock. Not really sure how to start the clock on this thing. Sorry about that. I would start the clock if I knew how.
Thrust set. knots.
Check.
Positive climb. Check.
Vertical speed.
Check.
AP1.
Check.
Departure on 120.5 Frontier Flight 43. Center on 133.2.
You're up.
Center Frontier Flight 43 climbing to flight level 240. Frontier Flight 43 reporting. Radar contact.
SRS, go around track. Auto thrust blue.
Check.
Thrust, climb, auto thrust.
Check.
Flaps 1. Flap 0.
climb to flight level 300. Climb to flight level 300 Frontier Flight 43.
Manual flight.
Check.
No.
AP1.
Check.
Manual flight.
Check.
Southwest 3710 is doing normal speed. Normal speed, Southwest 3710. Airwings 840 is doing normal speed. Normal speed.
AP1.
Check.
Manual flight.
Check.
AP1.
Check.
There we go.
Frontier Flight 43 climb
Manual
to
flight.
level
Check.
360. Climb to flight level 360 Frontier Flight 43.
AP1.
Check.
Manual flight.
Check.
Open climb.
Check.
Set standard.
Standard cross check. Passing flight level 192.
AP1.
Check.
Manual flight.
Check. Now.
Checked. AP1.
Check.
Manual flight.
Check.
AP1.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll begin our meal service for the flight. Please refer to the menu given to you on boarding for the 2 meal choices and your beverage choices available. We request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
Scale 3454, contact approach 125.9.
25.9, scale 3454, MD.
I can't seem to turn off that nose light. There we go.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll begin our meal service for the flight. Please refer to the menu given to you on boarding for the 2 meal choices and your beverage choices available. We request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
Packs are on.
Down to the line.
Clear rad mat.
Okay.
Below the line.
Barrel rest.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Well, folks, we're going to pause the action just a little bit here to get up to altitude. Once we're at altitude, the first officer will talk to the folks, and I will unlatch the seatbelts for not too long because we'll be in the descent pretty shortly thereafter. But we're going to pause as we continue the climb. We are awaiting our arrival clearance any minute now. Meanwhile, we're about 73 miles from the start of our top of descent. Looking pretty good over the Rocky Mountains, western Montana.
Center citation 302 Whiskey Charlie 420, climbing 450.
Number 302 Whiskey Charlie, roger.
That's a nice view.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, this is the captain speaking. We're going to begin our initial descent here momentarily. At this time, I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign back on, so please return your seats and keep your seatbelts securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a stop at the gate and the seatbelt sign has been turned off. It's been our pleasure having you on board for today's flight, and we hope to see you back on a future flight again real soon. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival. You have control.
I have control.
Transition for the ILS approach to runway 10 right at Boise Air Terminal L.
Expect the Butte for arrival with the color transition for the ILS approach to runway 10 right, Frontier Flight 43.
Okay, we got our expected approach and arrival.
I have control.
You have control.
Procedure starts at
Was there a VFR calling?
Butte
Oh, sorry about that. That was a citation 302.
at 10,000 feet.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, can we stop it at 430 long for direction for about another 10 minutes?
4302 is Charlie Bend altitude, climb maintain level 430.
We'll stop it at 4302, Charlie, thanks.
So I'm going to bring us down to 190 right now. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say is I'm going to set the MCP for 190, and I'm going to let the aircraft determine when top of descent is, and let the aircraft make that descent. Unless, of course, air traffic control intervenes and gives us a descent ahead of time.
Frontier Flight 43 descent to cross Calvert 15,000 feet, then descend via the Butte arrival with the calm transition to cross ORBX for about 4,400 feet. Altimeter is 3013 at Boise Air Terminal L.
descent via the butte for arrival with the color transition to cross a loop at or above 4,400 feet. Altimeter is 3013 Frontier Flight 43.
Thrust idle.
Check.
From the flight
Descent.
deck, ladies
Check.
and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good
Approach
time to wrap up
checklist.
anything
Briefing.
else you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Confirm.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Seatbelts.
On.
Barrel rest.
2992. Set.
2992. Set. Minimum.
200. Set.
200. Set. Engine mode selector.
Ignition.
Approach checklist complete.
Executive 728, change to my frequency 132.42. 132.42, executive 728.
Collier 15,000, Skakana 11,000.
Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
November 104 Papa Kilo radar contact position checked. Boy altimeter is 29906. Maintain VFR. Stay altitude. Papa Kilo was going through 4.1 for 4.5.
Transition altitude.
Two, 989 set.
2989 set. Passing 17,300. Now.
Checked.
$1,000 to go.
Check. Out start.
Check.
Speed.
Check.
Altitude capture.
Frontier Flight 43 contact Salt Lake City Center on 128.05. Have a good morning.
Center on 128.05.
Out.
Frontier
Check.
Flight 43. Center Frontier Flight 43 descending to 4,400 feet. Altimeter is 3010. Frontier Flight 43.
Papa Kilo Roger. Two areas of moderate precipitation at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and they start at 5 miles, extend for about 10 miles.
– 11,000 feet is our next constraint. Collier at 15,000 and then 11,000 at the next one after Collier. Scan out, scan out.
Exec Jet 632, clear direct Charlevoix Airport whenever you're ready. Okay, direct Charlevoix Wayne, Exec Jet 632, thanks.
Ground speed 346 knots. Tailwind 044 at 10 knots. Looks like we're keeping just a little bit of a crab into the aircraft for that tailwind.
252, deviation left approved, clear direct Pinto when you're able and advised. Who else called?
And after Collier, we're down to 11,000 feet. And after Scana, we're about down to 10,000 feet. And 8,100 at Cherie. So I should not even have to adjust the I can leave that at the ILS intercept altitude because the constraints will slow us down and put us on the correct altitude. Once we get to Collier, we should start to descend automatically.
Exec Jet 632, descend to maintain 3,200.
3,200, Exec Jet 632.
We're not descending. Okay, I might have to help things out a little bit.
Thrust idle.
Check.
There we go.
Check.
Okay, I helped it out a little bit.
Endeavor 4875 with direct pinto now. Endeavor 4875, thank you.
"10,000 feet, we'll level off and we'll also drop our speed down to 250 knots.
Speed.
Check.
Out.
Check.
Let's get the runway turn-off lights on, the landing lights on.
Change to my frequency 134.6.
Nose wheel turn-off light on.
Jet speed 255, moderate, heavy, and extreme precipitation in a line starting 10 miles west of you, extending to the north to about 10 south of Charlevoix. Advising to deviate. Come to pilot's discretion, maintain funnel 200. 200, jet speed 255.
Thrust idle.
Check.
Descent.
Check.
Down to 8,100. I'll take flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Check speed. Speed. Speed.
Let's go into approach mode. And we will arm the landing system. Auto brakes on. Arm the speed brakes. Continuous fire on the ignition. Down to 7,000 feet at Libby. We're getting our ILS frequency 111.10. boy. Let's go to flaps 2.
Are you sure about that?
Oh.
Flaps 2.
Jet speed 255, turn 10 degrees right, descend and maintain 5,000, limiter 2996.
10 degrees right down to 5,000, jet speed 255, do you need a specific rate or just normal?
A normal rate for now, I'll let you know if I need something else.
Sure.
Flight 43, car 16, nautical miles northwest of Boise near Terminal South Airport. Clear for the ILS. Runway 10 right at Boise near Terminal South. Contact tower on 118.124.
Cleared for the ILS approach to runway 10 right tower on 118.1 Frontier Flight 43. Tower Frontier Flight 43 inbound for ILS approach runway 10 right.
Thrust idle.
Frontier Flight
Descent.
43, good morning. Continue ILS to runway 10 rig, call when established o final.
Continue ILS approach to runway 10 right will call when established on final Frontier Flight 43.
Gear down. Flaps 3.
$2,500.
Radar altimeter alive.
Check. Flaps full. Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Off.
Auto brake.
Medium.
ECAM memo.
Outstar.
Check.
Speed.
Check.
Landing, no blue.
Landing. No blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Out.
Check.
Glide slope blue, look blue, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1+2.
Check.
Darwin, line 101, did you want us to stay up with you or switch north?
Moonlight 11, remain my frequency check was down, spot 1, wind 250, F5, clear to land.
Moonlight 11, 3 down lock, clear to land, spot 1.
Here comes the localizer. Localizer capture.
Lodestar.
Check.
Loc.
Check.
Jet speed 885 is on the visual approach.
Here comes the glide slope.
Jet speed 885, tower wind 34010, gust 15, runway 1 center, clear to land. Clear to land 1 center, jet speed 885, parking at signature today. Thank you.
Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree on final. Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree on final.
Glide slope star.
Check.
You have traffic at 1 o'clock 6 miles at 3,400 feet.
Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree on final.
Frontier Creek 43 winds are 327 at 9
Glide
knots,
slope.
clear to land runway 10 rigged.
1000.
Clear to land runway 10 right, Frontier
Check.
flight 43.
Landing clearance.
Continue.
500.
Land.
Check.
Check. Flare.
Check.
Thrust idle.
Check.
Roll out.
Check. Spoilers, reverse green, decel. 70 knots.
manual flight.
Check.
I got some nice A10s. Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree clear of the active. Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree clear of active. Frontier 4 tree clear of active. Frontier 4 tree clear of active. There's the Idaho National Guard. I wanted to see those A10s so much that I missed the passenger terminal. Ha 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 ha. Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree, requests parking to the gate.
Frontier Flight 43 engine start approved.
Engine start approved. Frontier Flight 43.
That's not what I asked. Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree, requests taxi to the gate.
Frontier Flight 43 contact Boise ground on 121.7 for taxi clearance.
Ground on 121.7 for taxi clearance. Frontier Flight 43.
Boise ground, Frontier 4 tree, requests taxi to the gate. Boise ground, Frontier 4 tree, requests taxi to the gate.
43 taxi to runway 10 right via taxiway 7, Alpha, 2 left, hold short runway 10 left, and runway 10 right.
Boise ground, Frontier 4 tree, request taxi to the gate.
Hold short runway 10 left. Hold short runway 10 left. Frontier Flight 43 taxi to runway 10 right via taxiways Alpha, Juliet. Hold short runway 10 right. Taxi to runway 10 right via taxiways Alpha, Juliet. Hold short runway 10 right. Frontier Flight 43.
Boise Tower, Frontier 4 tree, requests taxi to the gate.
Frontier Flight 43 taxi to gate 15 via taxiways Alpha. Taxi to gate 15 via taxiways Alpha, Frontier Flight 43.
Ground up 97.1 south again. And 1917 around, we're making submarine taxi at Lima Charlie. Lima Charlie, up 1917 again.
Well, I don't see a marking for an A320, so this will have to be good enough. Leave the beacon on. Progressive wind shear system off. Engines off. Seatbelt signs off.
The boarding requested. Passengers, the boarding starting.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarm.
Are you sure about that? APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Taxi light off. Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Are you sure about that? Exterior lights.
Off.
Are you sure about that? Fuel pumps.
Off.
Are you sure about that? Parking brake and chocks.
On.
Parking checklist complete.
Securing the aircraft checklist.
Adheres.
Off.
Oxygen.
Off.
APU bleed.
Off.
Emergency exit light.
19-3, Del 2227.
Off.
APU and battery.
Off.
Securing the aircraft checklist complete.
Request ATC clearance.
Clearance delivery. Good morning, American.
Okay, all the folks are off. Now just a few of the bags.
Do you want to deboard crew?
Yes, deboard the crew.
Crew deboarding starting.
Oh, there goes the crew. And now our intrepid aviators. Oh.
Pilots deboarding starting.
Well, I think that's it. I don't think we have a lady aviator in there hiding somewhere. Thanks for joining me today. Hope to see you on the next one.